You can always count on Bud Light, just like you can always count on Always Game Gary. No bar is too far. No wing sauce is too hot. Not for Gary. Always Game Gary is famous among friends. He deserves a Bud Light. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, AB St. Louis, Missouri.
Guillermo, put these things on the poll, please. Did you know that Merriam-Webster was two dudes?
Huh.
And would a team of mascots beat a team of kickers at football?
Wow. Team of mascots versus a team of kickers.
Now, I'm going to give you the ability to use college and pro mascots. Would a team of college and pro mascots beat the NFL's kickers in a game of football?
That's a great question.
And then the next question, the follow-up, would you want to watch it? Would you watch that on television? A team of mascots.
Yes or no? That's what you want? How about a hell yes, yes, or no?
Okay. Yeah,
right.
Put that on the poll as well. Allison is coming in and out here, having me fill out some paperwork. I am not experiencing this the way that probably people would experience these things. There is a Chamber of Commerce. Allison, you're going to need to explain some of this to me because I've been trying to sort of slide around doing this because it's just not something in my comfort zone. So it's something I'm going to do simply because it's not in my comfort zone, and I'm going to try to embrace that. What is this thing exactly? It's a Chamber of Commerce. I really honestly don't know what it is, but it's a Hall of Fame thing for South Florida, and she came in here with some paperwork that I had to fill out. And Stugotz was yelling about how it's a scam and it's all meant to just get me to buy a table, and how wrong it is that I should, as a South Florida Hall of Famer, how wrong it is that I have to buy a table at this event next week.
You think when an NFL player gets inducted into Canton, he's got to pay for everything for him and his family?
Well,
no, it's on the house,
but
man.
I'm not an NFL Hall of Famer. I'm a South Florida Chamber of Commerce Hall of Famer. And
congratulations, by the way. I mean, this is big. Yeah, congratulations. You got a jacket? What do you do? What happens here?
I don't know anything. I literally
you get
know.
A buster.
I know nothing other than what the table costs. A table that I didn't plan. Like, this is what I was headed up to a music festival that weekend, right? I was making all sorts of plans to head to a music festival that weekend. And what was going to end up happening is my friends and family were going to be at the music festival, and I was just going to pop into this Chamber of Commerce thing, make a speech, and then head out to the music festival. But now it's become a whole thing because they sucker you into getting a table, and now my family wants to go instead of the music festival. And I keep saying, this isn't a big deal. I don't care about this. This is not, well, I shouldn't say I don't care about it. It's flattering, but I just don't know what this is. It's not something I've ever heard of, and they have to have some recipients every year in order to have this event. So, Alice, can you please tell me something? Where is the event?
Marlins Park.
Okay. Do they do this every year?
You're asking the wrong person because I know less than you know.
What? How do you know less than I do? You've been bringing me paperwork.
Well, because I really don't. It's confusing to me. It was supposed to happen a month ago, and now it's happening. They pushed it back because of the hurricane, and I'm lost.
I thought I got out of it. I thought I got out of it because the hurricane came, and I wouldn't have to do it. And then they rescheduled. Like I told them, I couldn't do it. I couldn't at the time.
Wait, so you thought just because of the hurricane they were going to cancel the entire thing?
Well, they did cancel it, though.
But they weren't going to reschedule it?
No, I thought that they were going to do it. And then I said no, I wasn't going to be there. Right. And then the hurricane came, and I was out of it. I wasn't going to do it.
Okay, but they have tables to sell. So.
Okay, but does anyone know what this is? Can you give me some information on what this is?
I'm going to look it up right now.
Okay, because you guys are congratulating me on something.
Well, you're a Hall of Famer.
Hey, you're standing in the walls of the Hall of Fame.
Proud of you.
The world's going to know your name.
Yeah.
Who's going to this? Would listeners want to go to this?
Well, are there tickets available for purchase?
I got to think so. If they just bilked me out of the whole table.
Huh.
Like, I got to think that tickets are available. And I don't mean to be insulting to these people because it's too late for that. But I just don't know exactly what it is. And it's not something that I've heard of. But if you're doing it at Marlins Park.
That's a big deal.
It can't be. Wait a minute. That can't be like on the field, right? That's got to be like at a lounge somewhere at Marlins Park.
You are joining a pretty tremendous Hall of Fame. Udonis Haslem's in it. Jonathan Vilma. Dwayne Wade got inducted in 2015. This is a big deal. Michael Irvin, Jack McKeon.
Great class.
Zach Thomas is in this thing.
But they've got to give somebody it every year. They've got to find 4 or 5 guys. Yeah. I thought Pat Riley was in this year. He told me he was in this year. Or I thought he told me he decided to do it when he saw that I was in it.
There were 4 years where nobody was worthy of being in the Hall of Fame.
Wait a second. Are you saying you're going in the same class as Pat Riley is?
I don't know because he just said no.
Amazing.
So Pat Riley might just be bleeping with me.
All right.
The Beezer's in it. Jim Langer's in it. Don Strock's in it.
Wow, Dan, it seems like you're not only going into the Hall of Fame, you're getting the Lifetime Contribution to Sports Award, which is even more exclusive.
Way to go.
Yeah, Tony Fiorentino has one of those.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ralph Sanchez.
Rare air, man.
Skip Bertman.
Ralph Sanchez.
Tony Segreto.
Orange Bowl Committee won it. Wow.
Wait a minute.
The entire committee.
Woody Woodward.
What took them so long? What took them so long? Why is it so late that this is happening?
And when am I getting in?
I knew we were going to get there eventually. His congratulations, totally insincere. He was just listening, waiting for the opening to ask about how it is that he can get into the Hall of Fame.
I'm so happy for you.
Put it on the poll, Guillermo. Is Stugotz a South Florida Chamber of Commerce Hall of Famer?
Oh, that's coming back in now.
You have to make a 2 to 3 minute speech. That's part of this whole thing. So I'll get to work on that for you.
Wait, even for this award? This is like, because it comes off to me as beyond Hall of Fame. Like he's being honored here. He is like the centerpiece of the entire thing.
I honestly, correct me if I'm wrong.
It sounds like a 10-minute speech at least.
Does, at minimum.
Lifetime. You're going to encapsulate your lifetime in 2 to 3 minutes? Get out of here. Your life has been dedicated to the contribution of sports in this community, Dan. 2 to 3 minutes is absurd.
I invented the suey.
I really don't feel comfortable telling my parents or anyone else to change their plans, my family, my friends, to change their plans.
To watch for 2 to 3 minutes?
2 or 3 minute speech. Like, I'm just wasting their time. Like, go up to the music festival. I should have done this the way I intended, which is just go up there, talk for a couple of minutes just to test myself outside my comfort zone and then leave.
Does someone get to introduce you?
I don't know.
Oh, no, because we have to figure out who that person's going to be.
There's Stugotz.
No, I don't want to do it. I was thinking someone like fake Jason Jackson or someone like that.
How about Stugotz? Should Stugotz do it?
No, I was thinking someone from the show or something.
Fake
someone
Jason
to do.
Jackson. Well, but here's the thing. The reason we were all talking about this, the reason that this came up is because I'm asking these guys legitimately if they would want a seat at this table. And I felt as I was asking it, man, I'm just inconveniencing these guys with an obligation. Like, nobody actually wants to do this. Nobody here wants to do it. What are you laughing about, Mike?
I have the email sort of going over the itinerary for the night. By the way, Eric and Tony are emceeing this wonderful event. The confirmed inductees, Daryl Gwynn, Jim Morris, Carlos Alvarez, and Pat Riley. And there's one listed as pending, Dan Le Batard.
Wow.
Right, because I've been difficult.
But if you don't go, Riley doesn't go? Is that the deal?
No, I didn't say that.
Okay.
But wait a minute. What just happened? You just said Udonis Haslem was in the class, and now it just turned...
No, he's already in it.
Yeah, he's in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and Wade's already in?
Wade's 2015, class of 2015.
Take him out, probably.
I imagine they all show up to honor you, right? Like,
yeah.
Wade will be there,
Yeah, of course.
All the
old timers.
Yeah.
All
they
the
sit behind them and they listen to the speech.
All the previous inductees. Dwayne Wade's just going to sit behind me during my 2 minutes.
It looks like you can pop in and out of this thing. There's a VIP reception at 6 p.m. You like to drink, so you'll go to that, and then at 8:30 it adjourns.
Would you do me a favor and email me that, please? Because I literally don't have any information on this thing.
Allison says you have this.
Yep, yeah.
What is that?
It's somewhere in your deleted
Wait
box.
a second. You definitely have this.
Well, I may have.
Timestamp.
Allison, you know what's been happening with you and Mike lately? And I don't know why this has been happening. You guys tell me you email me, and then I find it in my junk. It's been happening.
I think
coming
it's
up as
because
spam.
you're still using AOL.
Yeah.
That's probably it.
I can fix. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I could fix that for you, and I will during the break. It's coming in as spam, and you have to alert AOL that it's not, that this is email that you actually want.
Okay, because that's been happening a lot. But why hadn't it happened before now? It's happened the last couple of weeks for some reason. Mike and Allison are like, did you get these emails? And I have to go, this has never happened with their emails before.
Well, what happens is once you reach a certain level where you've deleted enough of their emails, which I'm assuming that's what you do the second you get them, eventually AOL says, Dan doesn't want these emails. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
That or your computer's just utterly confused by an @AOL handle.
Right. You mentioned that already, yeah.
I didn't tell you this, but they sent me, because there's a 2 to 3 minute video where they show your career accolades and achievements. And in the clip, they said, can you proof this? There's a clip of Dan Patrick.
Did you fix it?
Yes, I said that's not. No, I should have left it.
Oh, Allison.
No.
You don't get the show.
No! It would have been great if I'd got up there and the entire clip was Dan Patrick.
Don't get the show.
Like if I looked up there behind me on a video montage and it's just Dan Patrick stuff playing.
What is the montage?
See, that tells you how much care they put into this thing. Stugotz is right. It's a sham to get me to buy a table.
I hope it's him dressed as Gumby, him doing the nay-nay.
Oh, great.
It says our show's on Fusion in the video. All right. Is Fusion still Fusion?
I mean, geez, do some research. At least act like you want Dan in the Hall of Fame.
They don't. I think you got it right. They want the table. They want a table full of people who don't want to go. Wait a minute. Do you guys want to go? I want an honest yes/no answer on the air.
When is this? Is this
it's
Friday?
Next Thursday.
Well, are you going?
Yes, I'm going.
Because that's an important part.
Yes, I'm going. I'm going.
It's next Thursday?
Yes.
Let me check the TNF schedule.
Yeah, hold on.
You guys don't.
What's Thursday Night Football next week? I think it's the Dolphins. I'm pretty sure it is. I think it's Dolphins-Ravens next week.
Oh, no. Nobody's going to go to this. Everybody's going to be watching the Marlins game. It's just going to be me making a speech at a table with my family and friends.
Hi, everyone. Stugotz here. Support for the Dan Le Batard Show podcast comes from our friends at Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Chances are you're confident when it comes to your work, your hobbies, and your life. Rocket Mortgage gives you that same level of confidence when it comes to buying a home or refinancing your existing home loan. With Rocket Mortgage, you can apply simply and understand fully so you can mortgage confidently. To get started, go to rocketmortgage.com/Stugotz, STUGOTZ, equal housing lender, licensed in all 50 states, NMLS consumeraccess.org number 3030.
Dan Le Batard.
Another guy writes in, can you kiss LeVar Big Baller's bleep anymore? He's a loudmouth idiot living life through his son.
Don't dare us to kiss his bleep some more, because we will.
We'll wash his balls. I don't think I did that right.
No.
Stugotz.
Did you do that?
What I did there, if you really want to classify it, is identified as I made a mistake.
When did you know that you had made a mistake?
I did. Well, I would say right around where I got the looks of horror. I would say that's when I realized it. It felt wrong coming out of my mouth. Let me rephrase that.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on the ticket.
So Mike Ryan just said the last two things that you guys, Stugotz and Dan, have said into the talkback have left me utterly confused. The first thing, that's the second thing that Stugotz said was, do you think that Hank Goldberg is mad that he's never been inducted into this Chamber of Commerce Hall of Fame? That is what he was asking Mike Ryan. What I was asking Mike Ryan is, do we have the sound of Stugotz and I talking about whether or not he should get a white car? Because there was a bet in the process of being made, and now, of course, he's being a weasel,
right.
And he's saying that terms were not agreed to. And so I want to hear what the sound was, because he was in total control. This happened a number of times in our career where Stugotz and I make a bet. He knows, he controls the outcome of the bet, and he loses the bet because he could just choose to do something, but I know him well enough to know that he's not going to do it.
I wasn't in total control because part of the reason we got the car that we got is I'm putting too many miles on my car with the drive. And so I've asked my wife, hey, let's get a car that you would enjoy as well. I'll take your car every other week. You take my car. She's not traveling nearly as far. She's not going anywhere. She's sitting home all day doing nothing. And so she went and spending my money and going on Zappos.com. That's what she does. And so she doesn't put any miles on the car because she's sitting at the computer just spending all of her money. And so what I said is, on the rare occasion that you actually leave the house and go do something, you'll take my car every other week. So she actually went to the dealership with my daughter, and they chose the car together.
Okay, this is the conversation. Well, let's just hear it instead of me explaining it.
Yeah, don't give Stugotz the opportunity on the front end to be a weasel.
Well, he already did. I mean, He already did it. He's already making about his wife. This is what the conversation was. He said he didn't like he liked a white car, and his wife was telling him that's not a manly car, that's not a good color. And so I simply said to him, you will not be getting a white car. And he's like, no, I will. I want it. I like it. I don't know what she's talking about. I'm like, listen to me. Your wife said she doesn't like the white car. You're not getting a white car. I will bet you. Here, you think you're in control of this bet. I will bet you do not get a white car. So anyways, he's got a blue car. It's the least surprising thing in the world. Let's go back and listen to that conversation. I'm happy to make a bet with you that you totally control. Yes.
I control the outcome.
That's right.
You'll do the Jim McElwain shark pose, naked on a shark?
And if you don't?
It should be the same exact stakes for the both of you.
Right. It should be comparable stakes. If anyone's got some suggestions.
No. There he is, betting on my behalf.
Whatever people in the audience think are comparable stakes, let them decide.
Well, that's the way to get the car that I want, because if I tell Abby what's riding on this is me laying across a dead shark
there
naked, she'll say, go get that white car.
Okay. So you think it should be the same stakes for both of us?
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds like a bet, dude.
It sounds like an edit.
See how quick he is at slithering around things?
Good.
Like, yeah, you are good. You are a master liar. Like, you are a genius liar. You are like the Einstein of liars.
Yeah. There's no way that's exactly how it happened. I'm going to go back and listen to the entire show. And now Guillermo, who absolutely is on your side, he is absolutely going to scrub that off the podcast. I'll find it. I'm telling you right now, I will find it.
You won't. You'll be in charge of that, too, and you won't put in the work to actually listen to the podcast.
That's a good point.
So you got a blue car.
Carbon blue.
So not white.
It's not white. Definitely not white. I'm going to white mat it, though.
Am I 5-0 in bets against Stugotz where he totally controls the outcome?
And you're 0-5 in collecting.
That's fairly amazing, is it not? No, he won the one bet where he showed up at Pope Fest. He showed up at Pope Fest. Yeah. He made the drive. So he's weird. I think he's 1-4 in bets that he totally controls.
I don't know what made me feel the urge to come down to that thing. I don't know.
It was $100.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right. We gave you $100. It was because you wanted the $100 of the bet. You drove down. You knew it would cover half of your gas money on that trip. Because Stugotz, when we decided to move to South Florida, decided that he was going to move to Neptune.
Yeah.
He thought that would be a good commute, a good daily commute. Hence, the car issues that he's having where there are too many miles in his car. Keeps buying homes further and further north.
Yep.
Last time I checked in with him, he was having a home built on stilts in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
Just waiting for Elon Musk to finish this train off, man. Seriously. I mean, when he does, I'll move to Tallahassee. In fact, I was reading the other day that you can go, and this guy's all talk. I mean, he is all talk with these YouTube videos that he sends out. Never gets anything done, but I was told that you can get from New York down to Miami in 47 minutes. New York, here I come.
In a tube?
In a tube, yeah. Yeah.
The hell's the future? Man, I hope the future looks like whatever Elon Musk is imagining.
Imagining is the right word, because he ain't doing anything. He's just thinking about it.
I don't think it's fair to say he's not doing anything.
What's he doing? I mean,
Stugotz, the amount of money that this man has poured into this research is in the billions. Yeah. It's in the billions, not millions. It's in the billions.
I mean, he might as well take a lighter to that money. Seriously, what does he produce, though? It's a waste of money. Like, nothing's being done.
Tesla?
The ideas, besides that, the ideas are great. The ideas are great. Great ideas. The execution.
I mean, of course, because they've never been done before.
Well, let's go.
Okay.
Takes time.
It does?
Yeah. I have a Stugotz story.
Hold on. Can we just stop for a second? Let's just analyze what happened, and then I'm very eager to get to the Stugotz story. Just so you're aware of what just happened, a man said to Elon Musk, who is one of the great thinkers in the world and one of the great visionaries in the world, a man just said, let's go, let's get it done. The same man who was in control of whether or not he got a white car and lost the bet and ended up here in a carbon blue car because he has so little control over anything happening in his life that he wants Elon Musk to fix the universe and criticize him for not fixing the universe when he himself cannot buy the car the color that he wants.
Yeah, I did that.
What is your Stugotz story, Mike?
It's a bummer, man, because a couple weeks ago I got a call from our higher-ups over at ESPN Radio, and they asked me if I wanted to co-host Weekend Observations because Golic Jr. is out with Stugotz, and I was thrilled to do this. Super excited.
So was I, Mike.
I was going back and forth with Stugotz. We had a couple ideas. He was trying to get a second microphone. I was going to go to his house. We were going to do it together, and I got a text not from Stugotz, but from a suit over at ESPN telling me Stugotz has bailed on next week's show, citing something about lacrosse.
My Maryland tournament. Mike, I feel awful. I mean, I did call you last night. Tell the whole story because I called you last night and I apologize.
Is there any particular
you called me last night because I called you out on it.
No.
I texted you. I'm like, you bailed?
Hold on.
Listen, man.
Hold on. If I may, hold on for just a second. Mike, why can't you just come in here and host the show from here?
I can't trust him to do that. He's like, I'll get an ISDN unit. I'll be there from Maryland. We'll do the show together. It'll be fine. I don't believe him.
I've done the show from New York. I've done the show from other places before.
You were supposed to get a second microphone. I had to remind you about that. Then all of a sudden you're in Maryland when you're supposed to be in your house with me doing the show.
I feel terrible.
You weren't going to have that conversation with me if I didn't reach out to you and text you.
I absolutely was going to have that conversation.
I'm with Chris on this, where he's muttering in the background. You don't feel terrible.
I do. I honestly do. I was happy to do a show with Mike.
You don't honestly do anything. Here's the thing with you. You realize that you feeling terrible, the only place that extends to is the furthest, the deepest that cuts is you saying that it feels terrible. Like, that is the act of you feeling terrible. You don't actually feel terrible.
I didn't feel a thing, to be honest with you. I don't really care.
I know. You announcing I feel terrible is just your way to move on to the next terrible thing you're going to do.
They're just words, and words mean nothing to you.
They don't mean nothing. His words mean nothing.
Words are just transitions to your next lie.
That's it.
Listen, when you're right, you're right.
That's so right. That is right there. They're not words with Stugotz. He does not abide by the two dudes who run Merriam-Webster. They're not words. They are bridges to lies. Transitions. Yes, that's so well put, Mike, because he's the Elon Musk of building bridges to lies.
Can't dispute that.
And unlike you, and like you, I'd rather just have a bullet train to the lie and not have all these little transitional statements along the way. Okay. I want a bullet train to just the lie, because I knew when I agreed to do this, we were never doing that show.
Is there any particular? Are you doing?
So did I, by the way.
You can always count on Bud Light, just like you can always count on Tailgate Terry. Without Tailgate Terry, you wouldn't have cold Bud Lights and 7-layer dip at every pregame. That's 56 layers per season. Just the right amount if you ask Terry. Tailgate Terry is famous among friends. He deserves a Bud Light. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, 80 St. Louis, Missouri.
Dan Le Batard.
God, what a game! Definitively know who's better.
Wait a minute, what's that music?
I'm not sure.
It's happy music.
It's a happy piano. Like, what just happened back there?
Someone fire off a spot or something?
Stugotz.
Wait, hang on. I got another browser open. Yeah, it's an ad for cookies. I gotta get a certain Mozilla. Firefox. Deny pop-up block.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on the ticket.
I want to ask everybody here this question, because I've got a bit of a conundrum when it comes to Stugotz and Stugotz's feelings. Mike, help me out here, and I want the shipping container here. I want the shipping container's thoughts, because you guys know this Stugotz creature very well. Now, and so you will also know what my dilemma is. And I didn't realize until after I answered the question that I needed to be more cautious about answering the questions, because I needed to be, instead of just answering the question, I needed to be more careful about Stugotz's feelings. I didn't realize it until after it had happened. And I sort of saw the look that was on his face, disguising or trying to disguise unsuccessfully hurt. What? The question is this. When he asks me, how did Katie Nolan do yesterday on Highly Questionable? How am I supposed to answer that?
Honestly?
Mike?
carefully.
Thank you.
Well, how about this?
Guillermo,
He didn't answer.
Guillermo, how am I supposed to answer that question? When Stugotz says, how did Katie Nolan do on Highly Questionable yesterday? How am I supposed to answer that question?
I think she did well. I mean, you could say she did well, not as good as you, Stugotz.
Okay, so
that's what he wants.
I should lie to him.
Yeah,
I should lie to him.
That's not what I want, but that's fine.
Roy,
tell him that she did better than him.
No. Whoa, that's
Roy, that's terrible management.
Yeah, tell him the truth.
Okay.
Yeah, the truth. I would have been fine with the truth. I was asking for a particular reason. Man, you guys think I think I'm getting that gig ever? Are you out of your minds, man?
You're not getting.
You've been doing the show for 5 years, man.
Whoa, wait a minute. But wait a minute. What do you mean getting the gig?
Like, what do I get? I just.
What do you mean getting the gig? You've been doing it as much as the other people who are doing it.
I know, and I'm grateful for that. But I realize if there's going to be a permanent replacement for Bomani, I am well aware it's not going to be me, and I'm totally fine with that. I was asking out of general curiosity. I want you to be happy with whomever you're doing the show with. If you don't believe that, that's on you.
No, but it's not that I didn't believe it.
And I want to make sure I'm better than them.
Chris, what are your thoughts about all of this?
He wants you to say she was terrible.
Yeah.
I do.
No.
She was good, but she was good, but I just want you to say that it wasn't as fun as you had with me.
Okay, so but here's the thing, right? Just so that you understand, or the people, so that people understand if they don't understand, because I'm not sure that even Stugotz understands, right? Like those two entities, I purposely want them to be different. Like there are so many people who like one and not the other, and it's because I'm trying to create these environments that are different so that you have more to select from. I don't want, we've built this, in a pretty great and enormous way for everybody. I want that to be something that's different than this. And
right.
And so that's the starting point on why that television show was born. We tried a long time ago. The same guys who did PTI and Highly Questionable and now televised this radio show, they came down. When was that, Stugotz? It was before Guillermo. It was before Chris.
Wow. It was back in the old studios up in...
Was that 8 years ago? 9 years ago?
Yeah, something like that. I missed that drive. But yes, it was, I think, 7 or 8 years ago, yeah.
They were trying to make... ESPN came in trying to make a television show that was going to be whatever it is that Highly Questionable turned out to be around our radio show. And that was the day they came in when we were interviewing Jim Brown about his penis size and how he had posed in Playgirl. They wrapped everything up and they said, thanks for your time and never again.
Mm-hmm. I think one of the guys fell asleep during the show.
Who was that, Matt?
I think Rideholm.
Did Rideholm fall asleep? Oh, he was struggling with gluten stuff back then.
That was the excuse?
No, but the two of them sat by a garbage can. I remember making fun of them. Look at you guys. Look at you executives. Look at you. The height of show business. Sitting by a waxy garbage can. The Beast has done God knows what in. I know it was pre-Beast. It's a funny visual to make it Beast. Sitting by a waxy garbage can, analyzing our show. We're talking to Jim Brown, roaring with how he posed in Playgirl just to make a woman jealous. Talking to him about his penis size, and they just picked up their briefcases, wrapped everything up. Yep. Okay, can't do this.
Mm-hmm.
Can't make it work.
So they did that. HQ.
No, that happened later when you and Hawk were negotiating with other people, and I got hurt, and so decided to do a television show on my own, but we won't talk about that.
So you were sticking it to me, huh?
No, no.
Because I'm still here. I mean, one of you left, and I'm still here.
No. Sounded that way.
One of us. One of us. Did it sound that way? Put it on the poll, please.
Did it sound that way?
I mean, because one of us has been sitting here just taking punch after punch after punch after punch after punch.
Paycheck after paycheck after paycheck.
I am a wealthy man. Yep. I mean, those punches hurt, and then every 2 weeks I get a deposit, and it's like, whoa, yeah, those punches felt good.
And then she spends it all, and you drive here in a blue car. Drive here 150 miles in a blue car.
But I'm here, and I'm still here, and the other guy left, and I'm paying the penalty for that.
Wait a minute.
Amazing.
No, that is not how that happened. It sounded like that. You guys are all back there saying that it sounded like I did Highly Questionable without him, despite him. Then why would he ever be on it? That's not what it is.
It's
No.
joking. And really, I'm on it when
somebody.
Right, when everyone else says no. I mean, I happen to be here.
I mean,
I'm here because I'm here and he's not. I'm still here, and it's just a walk across the hallway.
But how many times have you done highly questionable?
Oh, probably a dozen or so, maybe more.
Okay, I mean, that's as much
15,
as
20
that's
times?
as much as anybody.
No, it isn't.
Oh, no,
it's not remotely close as much as everybody.
No.
No, wait a minute. What do you mean it's not? Whoa.
Sarah Spain.
She's done 15 shows. Sarah's done 3 weeks of shows. That's 15 shows. And and half a week. So no, she's done fewer shows than you have.
But her 15 are over the course of maybe.
Because she's got to fly in to do an entire week. She's got to fly in.
I'm saying her 15 have been like 15 over the last 3 months. My 15 are spread out over like 5 years is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. It's fine, man. I'm good with this. I'm good with this.
No, well, hold on.
I mean, I wasn't at the beginning, but now I'm okay with it.
Hold on. You guys are wrong about something, okay? Outside of Bomani, I think Stugotz has done more highly questionable than anybody.
No.
Wait, all right, let's backtrack for a second. No, Izzy has not done it more.
Oh, yes, he has.
No, he has not. No.
I mean, I have the stats written down at home. I can call Abby and ask her to
Somebody call Izzy right now and let's ask him how many highly questionables he's done.
Are you serious? No, Izzy's done it way more.
Yeah, Izzy's
done it way more in the last 2 months than Stugotz has done during the entire course
Guys,
of
if the number's 15,
what stings the most for some reason?
Izzy does things the most, but why wouldn't Izzy feel exactly the same way you do? Izzy comes in and out because he lives here and he chooses not to look at it that way, but why couldn't Izzy look at it exactly the same way? Hey, why is Sarah Spain being flown in here? Why do you need anybody other than me?
Who says he doesn't?
Okay, maybe he does.
I mean, talk to the guy once.
But let's
have lunch after or something, or drink or something.
Let's call him. Let's call him right now. How many times do you think Izzy has done
100.
Questionable.
He's done it more than Stu.
He's done it more. That's fine.
You can't do that where you bring up Stugotz has done it 12 times when it's been over the course of the entire lifespan of highly questionable.
Why can't I do that?
Because Sarah Spain has already eclipsed him in the last 3 weeks.
Izzy's been in my life the same amount of time that Stugotz has. Izzy's been in my life the exact same amount of time.
Yeah, but Izzy's done it twice as much.
He hasn't, though, is what I'm telling you.
Oh, no, there's no question.
Wouldn't you guys think I would know more than you on this?
No.
You guys I'm sitting next to the person every day. You guys think that Izzy has done it 30 times? He has not.
Oh, at least 30.
We have an inside source that says Dominique has already surpassed Stugotz.
Oh, he has? No.
What's Dominique done? 2 weeks?
I'm trying to get the numbers, but they keep track.
Mina, and she's here next week.
No, they may all surpass you soon, but I don't think they have surpassed you yet.
Because Stugotz does one here, one there, maybe back-to-back on the rare occasion. These guys are blowing them out of the water. These guys and girls are blowing them out of the water by doing full weeks.
They're flying in for a week to do the show. They're not from here, so you don't fly them in for a day. That's how I used to do PTI. You don't do that insanity to people.
When's my week coming?
Well, that's a more difficult question.
I mean, I'll fly in.
You have to also fly in.
If Musk gets this train done, I won't have to.
I hadn't considered the idea that your commute is longer than all of these people I'm talking about. Sarah Spain from Chicago, Dominique from Baltimore. That had escaped my attention and was a blind spot. But to be clear, so that you understand, because Stugotz knows the specifics of this. The television show was not created to stick it to Stugotz. I thought Stugotz and Hawk were going to do something else together, and so I had to find something else to do. That's what happened there. I wasn't sticking it to Stugotz. Stugotz was working on doing something else together with Hawk, and so I had to create something else for myself because I thought the radio show was going to be over.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I think it was more so one of the two people in that conversation was unwilling to drive down to Miami. I'm just going to leave it right there.
Yeah, it's the one.
I'm just going to leave that.
It's
right
the one that's presently not in Miami,
and I paid the price for that. I mean, I paid it, but it's fine. I'm okay. I realize that show is for you and your dad, and I'm totally fine. And I'm grateful for any amount of appearances I've had on the show. I mean, I get paid for them. I love it. It's great. And I love being with, how much I love being with your dad. It's the one thing I don't lie about.
I know. I do. Yes, you do love you do love my dad. And it's not an insignificant thing. Like I would say, I think I thanked Izzy the other day. I thanked Izzy specifically because of the energy he brings to the television show because he loves my father so much. Like he finds my father so genuinely entertaining that it lifts the entire show up just by virtue of him sitting next to him and saying nothing. Just laughing because he's genuinely delighted by my father. But I don't think he's been on the show more than you.
I love your dad more.
I don't. You love my dad more than Izzy does.
I mean, let me see some love from Izzy off camera, please. Spend some quality time with your dad, like I have.
Go to lunch with him, have drinks.
I mean, honestly, one of the highlights of my day. There are certain people I see every single day, and it's the highlight of my day. In this order. Third, Poppy. Second, Rachel, my daughter. First, Emma, my other daughter. Actually, it's a tie.
Okay,
if you noticed, I left someone out there.
Yes, I did notice, but I also noticed that you ranked the daughters, which is probably a bad idea.
No. It's a tie. So Poppy's second, Emma and Rachel are first.
He does make you happy. I can't dispute that.
All right, fine. Emma's better. A little slight. She's nicer. Just a little bit nicer. Slightly nicer.
I have a calendar here, and I've just been doing a crude count. I've been told that Stugotz's highly questionable number is around 15. Izzy, just since June, has equaled that total.
But I don't think Izzy was on the show before June.
No, he has been.
Yeah.
He absolutely has been. In fact, in the last 3 months, Frank Isola has done highly questionable more than Stugotz.
No, wait a minute.
That
Minute. That's not fair because I was on vacation. No, wait a minute. He was sitting in for me.
The Iceman.
I was not doing. I think I did a week of shows with Isola. Yeah. Isola has not done the show more than Stugotz.
Marty Smith has gotten a run here lately.
A week. Marty Smith has done it less than you. Yeah. Marty Smith has done it less than you.
And I've known you 15 years longer than you've known Marty Smith. And I sit here and just punch after punch.
Paycheck after paycheck.
Oh, yeah. I feel better now.
Paycheck after paycheck.
Time you bring those up, man. I love you, man.
Frankie Ice. Damn, that's cold. That
one hurt.
I don't, but I still don't. I don't think that
Isola.
Where is Izzy? We've got 2 minutes left.
He's in New Orleans, right?
I want to guess from Izzy.
He claimed he's done it around 15 times, but his math has been off because I already outcounted him.
No, because I don't know. I think it's, man, you guys.
And he gets around the horn. It's not like he doesn't get enough opportunities.
Wait, I'm not in control. I got no control over around the horn.
Hook a brother up, huh?
I've got no control over around the horn.
No, I know you don't, but he already has a TV show and just plotting along here.
But anyways,
we're good though.
The answer to Stugotz's question is that nobody in the history of the show has sat in the seat next to my father because it is a really awkward show to do. Can you imagine? Like walking into somebody else's life, someone else's control room, someone else's environment, sitting next to their father, knowing nothing about their father. Their father doesn't know much about sports. Here, let's do a television show together. Nobody who's ever sat in that chair has done it better the first time than Katie Nolan did it yesterday.
All right.
And furthermore, I would say Bomani is the best I've ever seen at doing all of this gas bag stuff we do. And even the first time for him was harder than it was for Katie Nolan. Even for him. And he's the smartest person I've ever met in sports media. Well,
thank you for finally responding to my question.
Yeah, but I didn't know how to answer. So I started to tell Stugotz. What I felt was happening is I started to tell Stugotz how good Katie was, and I felt like he checked out. Like these were not the words that he wanted to hear. I saw it on his face, so that's where I realized, okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Couple more appearances by Lil Wayne, and he'll tie you.
Oh, jeez. Isola. I mean, that one. No, Lil Wayne, I saw the Iceman.
The Isola is so unfair. It is so unfair. Isola is so unfair. I was off for 2 weeks. I don't choose who replaces me.
But I was here.
I don't choose who